So what is a two-thread surged edge anyway? Well, first off, it's an optional accessory you can get, and it pretty much allows your machine to use one needle and the lower looper. This little accessory allows the machine to think that there's thread in the upper looper when you actually don't have thread in it at all. So let me open this up. I've gone ahead and I have only the right needle in. I'm going to set this up for a two-thread rolled hem. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the knife up. You can bring that all the way up. You can even turn it to the back side just so it's out of your way. Pull the stitch finger toward you because we're going to remove that anyway. I see I've been working here, so a little extra dust. Clip the blue thread, that's the one we don't need anymore, and remove it completely from your machine. So you can do this with a left needle and give you a wider version, like a wide two-thread wrapped edge that's really pretty, like on the edge of two pieces of flannel. Put a nice little edge, like for a baby blanket. So I'm using lower looper, leave that in, and one needle. So what this does is this is like a little hat or cap to the top of the area next to or at the end of the upper looper. So just push it down over on the side here. First get it to snap into place. Now there's this little finger. You're going to take the finger and swish it. I'm going to pull the blue thread out the back here so there's nothing in that. And make sure my pink thread, my red thread doesn't get in the way at all. The little lever is going to be pushed behind the upper looper. So it sits in the back of the upper looper's hole where the thread normally goes through. So if I go ahead and do a little stitching, let me go ahead and clip my thread so I don't have any problem here. I'm going to slide it. I'm clearing my needle thread out. So as I go ahead and take a stitch, what's going to happen is that the two-thread converter catches the lower looper thread and still allows it to come up and get caught with the needle. So that's how it actually is working. So let's go ahead and push everything back together. And you can set the stitch length to be as small as you'd like it to be. You can have it close together, almost like a satin stitch, but it puts a very delicate edge along your fabric here. So the color that you want to show is going to be in the, let's see here, in the lower looper, yep. And then so what's nice is that it rolls all the way from one side to the back. Now you do see that I have some little extra separation of the fabric and thread here, or the thread kind of swooshes. That's a new word, swooshes. And so we can go ahead and adjust the knife to make sure that as little as possible is getting left into that edge, or depending if your edges are thicker, we can go ahead and set that a little bit more. Kind of saves thread, but it's really pretty if you set it for, and you might need to adjust your tension just a little bit to get everything to really look the same on the front as you do on the back. But if anything, you just pull it a little bit more to the back side or loosen up the lower looper if you need to. And that is how easy it is to do and use the two-thread converter.